Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Every day is a great day to be checking your emergency supplies and make sure that you have all of the things that you need. What are some top survival items that you may need that you should buy now if you don't have them? Well, the first one is an emergency stove. You can get something as simple as a butane stove, which is only maybe $20, and you can buy the little canisters of fuel. The best part about a butane stove is it's safe to use indoors. So many of us have been stranded at home during this pandemic. We're not thinking about bugging out in a survival situation. We're being asked to shelter at home. And so if you should lose your power for some reason, you need a way to still be able to cook food in your home. So a butane stove is a great solution, especially if you live in something like an apartment. People that have big yards may have barbecues and you can cook outside. When the weather is too cold, like it is here in Alaska in the winter, it's almost too cold. You can't use your barbecue grill because you can't get enough heat out of it. And we don't really want to stand around outside long enough to build a bonfire so that we can try to cook something. So having a simple way to prepare foods inside with a safe stove would be a great item to have in your prepping supply. Part of the problem with butane stoves that I've noticed in the last several months is I haven't been able to get any of the butane fuel here in Alaska. I don't know if that's a problem in the lower 48, but it's been a real problem here. So before you buy any kind of a stove for emergencies, make sure that you're able to also have the fuel to go with it, or it isn't going to be useful to you if you can't use it. Next, think about getting an oil lamp. Oil lamps are great because they give way more light than candles. They don't need batteries, but you do need to remember to have extra fuel, extra wicks, and a way to light them. There are several ways to trim your wick to make sure that you're getting the most light possible out of an oil lamp. The best oil lamp, in my opinion, is the Aladdin lamp because not only does it give a magnificent amount of light, but it also can provide heat. Many of the times we lose our power during the winter time, and having a little extra heat source can really make a difference between if you're comfortable in your home. But a simple oil lamp can do the same thing. It can provide a lot of light for many, many hours. Solar lights are great. I even saw some very unique new ones at Walmart recently that are much brighter, more powerful, even up to the size of a shop light. So depending on your circumstances and how you could fasten these or attach them, they might be something that you want to look at. You can also buy the simple path light solar lights at places like the Dollar Tree for only $1, and they provide a lot of light. The downside to that, in the dark of winter, you need the sunlight to recharge them. Fresh drinking water is a great thing to have on hand. We know we all need it. Perhaps you've read about communities whose water have been contaminated, and even where the water system was hacked into and it was no longer safe to drink by hackers. So one thing you can do is have personal water filter bottles like this one from LifeStraw, and you can then fill it up and the filter is built in and you can sip from the bottle. Then you have an easy way to provide fresh drinking water for each person in your family. If you don't have a first aid kit, please get one now. It's very important that you can deal with emergencies that happen in your home. And with this crazy pandemic going on for so long, many people don't feel safe going to the doctor, to the hospital, and many of them won't even let you inside until you take a COVID test. You want to be able to put the stop gaps that you need to for minor emergencies. It also gives you the extended time period it may be required before help can come to you. You never know when a big winter storm or a falling tree might knock out a window or harm your roof. Have some plastic sheeting, maybe some duct tape, so that you have the ability to seal up your home and keep it safe in an emergency situation. Those kind of events happen, and usually in the middle of the night, and what are you going to do? You need to deal with it right away, cover that hole, block it up with something so that you can keep your family safe until you figure out what to do next. Everyone needs a good manual can opener. If you don't have one, get one now and get a top quality one. In times of emergency, you don't want to fiddle around with one that doesn't work properly and you can't get your food open. You have enough to be concerned with in an emergency besides having a crummy can opener. My favorite can opener for the number 10 cans of emergency food is this swing away can opener. It opens way big up wide. The handles are extra long so you can grasp it away from the edge of the can, and it has a nice big crank to go around and around on a great big can. So if you have some of the number 10 cans in your food storage, look for the swing away can opener because these work great. Then hopefully you have a nice prepper pantry full of canned and packaged food so that you can prepare easy meals for yourself and your family and store as much water as possible. Those are my tips for the top survival items to make sure that you buy and you have on hand with your emergency survival gear so that you can shelter in place in your home no matter what the situation is. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.